How's it going, everybody? Doing an eating vid today, and just, I guess I'd be rambling a little bit. I'm going to do more of a rant on something specific. I'm eating a turkey sandwich. I know I ate one of these probably over the summer, so I figured I'd grabbed another one. Might as well do it. I got what's left of my mango peach juice here as well. Got this from Grillies as always. I'll try to figure this out. The cat's literally next to me on the bed. I guarantee she starts grubbing this thing. She grubs quite a bit, actually. This is turkey, though. If I want to give her a little piece, I can. It's literally just turkey on a roll, nothing else. When I order stuff at places, like, I'll just pick, I want a tuna sandwich, just the tuna, or whatever. My stuff's typically very plain. Depends on what it is. When I get the Mikey G, the chicken cutlet, that has the ranch and the cheese on it. And I don't take anything off of that. I'll eat this thing in 5 seconds. I was going to rant about kind of, I put this on Instagram. Playing Jedi Survivor. I've obviously talked about this. I did an impressions video on it, but I might not put it up because I'm pretty close to beating it, so I'll probably just do a review. I might finish it later tonight or something and just do a review on it because I'm so far past where I did my impressions of. I put, I think, about 30 hours into that game. I'm trying to not do every little thing, but I'm doing a lot of stuff. Doing a lot of exploring of the planets, but there's spoilers here. About maybe 60% or 70% through the main story, Vader appears because of course he does. He was in the first one. That one made more sense. The Fallen Order, and he dominated the fight and all that. This one, but in this one, he appears because you got to get him in there, right? He's Vader, and you're using Seer at this point, right? And Vader's trying to destroy. I won't say what he's trying to destroy. He's coming. They're coming to get some of the Empire, whatever. And you fight him. Now, there's a couple things that pissed me off about this fight. I don't know. It took me probably 15 times. Like, I was kicking his ass, and then I would get to get him a little below half of his life bar, and then I was like, not, you learn the patterns and stuff, but he's actually kind of unpredictable in how he does his things, but whatever. That didn't really bother me. Like, him being a strong fight didn't matter. There's a couple of things. There's like there's two cutscenes during the fight. When you get him to a certain level, it goes to a little and then again, which can be your benefit if he's about to whale you with almost like a one-shot kill. Not really, but it depends on how your health is. If it's like halfway, some of his attacks will kill you immediately. Now she's grubbing. I shouldn't have done that, because now she's going to get even more excited. Just put it right on the little thing here. You can kind of see her. Come, stop being a grub. Give a little more at the end. Anyway. She's going to be a pain in the ass now. Like I said, there's these cutscenes, so sometimes it's your benefit. Sometimes you're wailing on him, and then it goes to the cutscene because it's like preset to when his health bar gets a certain level. Annoying. He does his force choke where he grabs you, and you can dodge this fairly easily, but sometimes you do the dodge, and his arm somehow extends a little further and grabs you. Whatever. The main things on this, the main thing, too, really, he doesn't need to pop up all the time. And second, you kick his ass, essentially, goes to each cutscene, you keep wailing on him a little further, and, like I said, the spoilers here, he does, big spoiler here, if you don't want to hear this, he ends up killing her, but kind of almost like she lunges, after she's been wailing on him, she lunges at him, and she misses and he hits her, but he kind of doesn't even say anything. He kind of just stumbles away, like really hurt. And I was like, Darth Vader's supposed to be the shit, yet he's repeatedly getting his ass kicked. Didn't Ahsoka, I don't know how to say her name, didn't she rough him up? Obviously Obi-Wan's gonna rough him up because, he was his teacher and stuff. He knows all this stuff, right? And that's like his kind of bane, right? That's Vader's bane. And now Seer gives him a pretty decent whooping, and where Vader kind of gets a little lucky. Instead of the fight something like this, she's holding her own, maybe gets a few shots in, but it should pretty much been a dominant Vader fight. Some people were saying, well, the reason for this is because like this, they were saying this is like a theory that this game takes place like a month after the Obi-Wan series, so maybe he's still a little busted up from that fight, right? Okay, if you want to kind of push for a reason. He doesn't need to show up. They have another bad guy in the game who goes, and then there's another one who betrays you. He becomes more of the villain after him. And I actually I'll talk about this more in the review whenever I do it. I like this new kind of bad guy they had. Briefly, he was solid. You can just stick with that. Like, Vader doesn't need to appear. I just find it funny that he's constantly getting his ass kicked now. And he's always, Vader always took orders from, like, dude, I'm shocked that he's taking order from a stormtrooper at this point. And that's throughout the original trilogy as well. I think the only time he doesn't take orders is when he finally kills Palpatine in Return of the Jedi. It's like Vader's such a badass, but he's still, like, kind of a chump. No, people hate me for saying that, but that's also because the writers of all these thousands of things related to Star Wars now. Somebody's always got to get the best of them. Vader always wins, except in the Obi-Wan in the first Dooku fight. But he was younger. He was still Anakin. He was young. It's like, because I know right in, it was at the show, not the Ashoka show, but the Clone Wars maybe. I didn't watch all this stuff. Where she's the one who originally busts up his mask once, and it happens a similar thing on Obi-Wan show, borrowed from that, I would assume. He does, like, outside of Obi-Wan, he should essentially, especially when he turns to the dark side, like, he should just be realistically housing everybody. In my opinion, his character gets more and more weaker, almost, as a character, as they keep pumping out more shit. And all of a sudden, well, Palpatine came back with a clone, right? That happened in the sequel trilogy. Like, that's the problem with. He just makes so much stuff instead of just them saying, you know what, we're gonna go 70 years after the fall of the Empire. New characters, there's a new threat, even though there was a new threat in The Force Awakens and stuff, whatever they were called, the First Order. You could have did it to where it was something different, you know, like you could have pushed forward to where Palpatine doesn't exist anymore, and it's something else, whatever. Or you take it back to where, you know, maybe Yoda's still around because he lives 800 years. Take it back 400 years in the past and have fresh characters. It doesn't bother me that much, but I kind of laugh about it because it's like nowadays Vader just takes, you know, he'll always win, but it's a struggle. Now what they did in the Obi-Wan show with, that was her name, Reva, when she fights him briefly, and he dominates. That's how it should be with pretty much anybody outside of Obi-Wan. And I guess maybe to an extent Ahsoka, because didn't Anakin train her or some shit? Because they always end up in, well, he had an apprentice too, and all. It's just Star Killer 2 and the Force Unleashed games, I'm pretty sure, busts up Vader as well. Which I don't think that's considered, I mean, I don't even know what's canon or isn't anymore. At the end of the day, he should just not show up in the game. I don't know. I actually do like the Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor kind of universe, and like the other kind of things they do is actually really cool. But I don't know. I think the myth of Vader is so far gone and done, like that he's just a down. Look, here it is. It's like he's like Pyramid Head popping up in freaking Silent Homecoming in the movie. Oh, everybody loves him. Here it comes. You know, his obligatory appearance. That's just me bitching and complaining, though. At the end of the day, I don't care that much. The fight was just annoying, and it just annoys me, I guess, a little bit that it's like, no, I should hold my own, but I'm like, I'm constantly on my toes, or I say back against the wall type thing, and he's just too overwhelming. I don't know. Obi-Wan's the only one that truly makes sense because Obi-Wan taught him, he knows all his moves, you know? Like I said, you say the same thing with, I keep probably saying her name wrong, like I said, Ahsoka, because I assume Anakin was teaching her some stuff. Like I said, I haven't watched it, so I don't know. I don't want to really comment that much on it. So maybe she would know some of his stuff as well. But and obviously the Dooku fight was because Dooku was just that much better than them, and he obviously gets better at the next time they fight. But anyway, I'm done ranting like a bozo here. But yeah, thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.